But just as a side note, by asking everyone to stand, we were scrambling with our video.
I noticed. I noticed after he asked, I was like, uh-oh, camera.
Are we good, Lorenzo? We're good? Okay, we're back on camera. One more time, let's show some love to Shinedown. So, the final song that you performed,
Yes.
Second Chance, when did you realize, oh snap, this song is really blowing up to levels that previous songs maybe didn't reach?
When Casey Kasem, after 39 years of being America's DJ, signed off the air, and it was the #1 song in the country for the 3rd week in a row.
It's the last song he ever introduced on.
That is such a dope flex, by the way.
Also, girls started showing up to our show.
The females started to come to the show.
That's a pretty good sign, yeah.
This song's really working.
I was gonna say, because they're the ones that control the budget, they're the ones that kind of control everything.
Girls rule the world.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that was a good, day.
One of the other songs that you performed earlier, you said was about your son.
Yeah.
But obviously he was younger when you were
Yeah, absolutely.
16 now.
Mm-hmm.
Does he realize how cool his dad is, or does he want nothing to do with you because he's 16?
I never made it about me. That was kind of the thing with him. Like the day he was born, I leaned into him, had all these doctors like, Mr. Smith, I'm like, give me my kid. And because I was just overwhelmed, and I just remember leaning into him and I said, I'll never make it about me and I'll never miss your birthday. And I just always kind of, when I am with him, I make it about him. I'm pretty low key. He's the complete opposite. His sons want to be him. Yeah. Like all 3 of them, even the newest one wants to be him.
Yeah, they love this and what we do. His son, you got.
He's like, get away.
I texted him the last time we were on the show. I texted his son and go, "I'm making you come out." He goes, "No." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Is it a shy thing, or just too cool for dad thing?
I just never. He doesn't see what everybody else sees, I guess, and he just doesn't look at me that way.
Even when he was younger, though, he was not really interested in. He would fall asleep 3rd song.
Yeah.
4th song.
Yeah. I'd be lucky to get 2 songs out of it.
Yeah. And to be fair, he didn't miss his birthday. His birthday's the day after Christmas. Let's be honest. He got really lucky with that. How about March 31st and trying to be on tour?
I was gonna say you're not touring at that time.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
So how old is your baby? You said you had the youngest.
I've got. Here we go. There's people here. We haven't really announced this one live. There's 7, 5, and 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. All the babies are like, hold up, what? You got another kid?
That's an exclusive for this room.
There you go.
There you go. See, that's what we do. But those are the exclusives that we
There you
talk
go.
about.
Yeah.
It ain't about albums. It ain't about songs.
Yeah.
It's about life benchmarks.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what's been the coolest thing, the coolest moment you've had with your kids so far?
As far as this thing goes, I remember we played May 4th, 2022 in Nashville, and it was on the Revolutions Live tour. We had a stage that went all the way out into the crowd, and so front of house was a little closer. And I remember I noticed the moment that he got it, because that's just Uncle Brent. That's not, you know what I mean? And I'm just dad. And I remember him we kind of did our thing where wink and stick our tongue out at each other, and then I remember him looking around and be like, oh, all these people are here to see my dad and his friends. I saw him physically put it together. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. Because I don't think he realized you can't YouTube your friends' dads. You know what I mean? He was like, him and my other son would just watch YouTube videos of us all day long. I'm like, you know, Mr. Chris, you can't just YouTube Chris. He's like, no, I know. I'm like, okay.
So was there a moment that you realized, okay, this band is it? Because obviously starting off as a band, you're going to face some hardships, and you're going to face those times where you realize, is this really our full-time job, compared to maybe we should kind of...
Oh, there was never a question.
Oh, with us, yeah, this was it.
No,
never a question.
Yeah, there's never, there's not I don't even have a conscious thought of wanting to do anything than what I do now. But inside of that too, I feel very, very lucky that I kind of had a goal in mind, but at the same time, people kind of look at you a little strange. They're like, you want to do what? And I was very vocal about it at 6 years old. I want to write music and write words, and I want to sing them, and I want to play them in front of people, and I want to record. And they're like, what? But at the same time, that's always been something that me and him have locked in on from day one.
Yeah, this was the only option.
So you guys have been doing this for over 2 decades now, right? Over 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
obviously music has evolved, your personal taste in music has evolved.
Mhm.
Who are you guys into now? Like, what artists or bands do you listen to for some inspiration?
There's a ton. I mean,
I listen to a bunch of different stuff. I'm super into right now Tyler Childers and Zach Bryan and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm kind of all over the place with music. I'm not a genre specific person. I listen to a little bit of everything. I love NF right now. I'm a huge NF guy. My kids got me into NF.
He's extremely underrated in my opinion.
Well,
I would agree.
Here's the thing, like.
And he doesn't curse.
He doesn't curse.
From a parenting standpoint, amazing.
He's a completely clean rapper, which is great as a parent, but it's like, it's weird to hear people like, because people always say Zach Bryan was underrated too, and I'm like, well, he's playing stadiums. Like, when I look at NF's tour schedule, he's selling out every NBA arena as an independent rapper who doesn't cuss. I'm like, this is wild. Like, I love that, man. Like, I love that. I think it's great for the, and you know, we're never, and we don't hate on anybody. Like, we're proponents of the music industry. If one person does good, I think we all do good.
Yeah, it's a lot for us. There are no rules. You know, we're kind of into a lot of stuff. I mean, you know, for me, when I think back to go back a couple of years, I'm trying to remember what year it was though. Like, we have a good friend of ours who, like, in February of 2022, we were getting ready to put a tour together for the fall of that year, and we went to all of our people and we said, we're going to take this young man named John Harvey and this other gentleman by the name of Jelly Roll with us in the fall. And everybody was like, what?
Who is Jelly Roll?
What type of name is Jelly Roll?
Yeah. And so, like, the cool thing about that is we all kind of knew what was going to happen because we could see it, because, you know, and we talk about him a lot because, man, he is the definition of deserving. Like, this guy has grinded his whole life. Everything that you see is 1,000% authentic. He is one of the sweetest, caring, most thoughtful, generous people on the planet. And, you know, he really opened my eyes up to a lot of different kinds of music, especially in hip hop. You know, because the country element is one part of him, but like, I try to turn everybody on to him because there's a lot of depth to that cat.
No, and I think what makes him so lovable as an artist is that he is so vulnerable. And I think
Authentic.
and I think that's so important for artists to kind of extend their hand towards their fans, if you will. And that's why social media is so important. You guys do a tremendous job on social media with how you connect with your fans. There are people here in the front row shaking their head like, yes, we do this.
This guy has so many shirts, videos, been working out.
I haven't posted any shirts.
That's true.
Don't. Some of us just can't compete, dog.
We just try to be inspiring to people, and you know, I mean, I always give him a bunch of grief for his shirtless workout videos.
Yeah.
But you know what? If that makes one person want to go make themselves better.
He went full Memphis the other day on when we did the no, you did, like when we did when we showed everybody the studio the other day.
It was this like stupid character that I started doing like 15 years ago, and I thought it was done forever.
No,
I did
it's
this
never
bus,
gonna be done.
I did this bus cribs thing, and like it's 12 years ago now, and then they were like, we were doing a cool photo shoot that we can't talk about yet, but yeah, they were like, you got to do the guy and do like a studio cribs, and I had to
Bring Memphis in.
It's so idiotic.
But you know what's interesting though, man? He was spot on. Like, he didn't have to rehearse none of it, man. He just turned the guy on.
Being an idiot never leaves.
Being an idiot, yeah.
Once you're an idiot, you're always an
There you
idiot.
go.
I can turn that on at any given second.
Being an adult is a rumor to a lot of us. Like, it's not even a real thing. And you mentioned
That's super cool.
That's
Being an adult is
wow.
a rumor. That's deep.
Dude, I like that tattooed on.
Yeah.
I just made that up.
That's my next tramp stamp, right back here. Yeah, exactly.
That's a good one.
Before we even started this whole event, before everybody in here got into the room, we were talking about just having fun. And how our careers just aren't, this isn't a real job.
Yeah.
And you said something that actually resonated with me. You said that we treat this like we're in the third grade.
Yeah, being in Shinedown is like being in the third grade forever. Because you don't want to lose the kid. You know what I mean? You don't want to lose that innocence and that wide-eyed part of you. It's a business, you know, the music industry, and it's evolving and it's changing, and there's a lot of people. But at the same time, too, like, we have such a brain trust of people that we're loyalists and we're very, very family-oriented. You know, our record label is here today, our management company's here today, you know, Warner Music Group, Atlantic Records, Elektra Records, Indigood Entertainment. These people have been with us for 2 decades, you know, and that type of, you know, element, you have to put yourself out there and you have to grind with these people day in and day out, not just in North America, but all over the world. And there's different departments and all that. But at the end of the day, I will tell you this, 1,000%, it comes down to all of you. Like in this band, we have one boss that just happens to be everybody in the audience. We say that because A, it's the truth, and because you need to hear that. And sometimes you get lost on like, how many likes do I have? How many followers do I have? Who's doing this? Who's doing that? You're keeping up with the Joneses, that type of thing. We try to not do that. We try to just be authentic, be who we are. We know how to grind, but don't ever like lose. Remember, it's supposed to be fun.
So, what advice would you have? Because you guys have been doing this for 20 years. There are some aspiring artists here in the room right now. What advice would you have for them as they're kind of going through the grind and the downs and the ups of the music industry?
Practice.
Practice.
Practice?
Be open. Practice.
Okay.
Talking about
Yeah.
practice.
Yeah.
Be open.
Not a game.
Not a game.
Practice.
Yeah. Be open-minded to things. Learn business. Learn about money.
Learn who's going to take 20%, 30%, 40%.
60%.
I'm talking about the government.
Yeah. Learn about taxes.
Remember that. Like, it's not all yours.
Yeah.
Also, Uncle Sam is undefeated.
Yeah.
Well, no, Mother Nature's undefeated, but he's a close second.
For sure. Yeah, man, just be open-minded. Be willing to, write songs that connect with anybody, and don't just go, well, I'm a rock songwriter. That's stupid. A good song is a good song is a good song is a good song. It doesn't matter what it is.
And also, like, be encouraging to other artists. Like, I see that that gets not spoken about a lot. Be encouraging to other artists and what they're doing.
There's room for all of us.
Yeah, that's something that I see more than ever now, where the good thing is that there's a lot of artists championing, other people in different kinds of genre, because you may develop a friendship with those people, and then they can teach you something, and you can teach them something, and when you do it together, it's so much more rewarding.
So, one thing I'm always fascinated by is the beauty of music is that you can discover things decades after its release. Like, I recently discovered Leonard Skinner, right?
Okay.
I'm a Puerto Rican from Brooklyn and Staten Island.
I love it.
I missed you when you were young.
Yes, very much. You can quiz me on Biggie, Jay-Z, Nas, Tupac. I'm there, dog.
Too short?
Yeah, sure, West Coast, but I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, okay.
But the point is, when it comes to Shinedown, like, I discovered you guys back about 18 years ago because you guys were featured at for WrestleMania 22.
Yeah.
And I'm a diehard wrestling fan, so that's how I discovered Shinedown.
Yeah.
I was talking-
WWE has played every single one of our singles. They've used them for multiple wrestling events. That company's been awesome to
And we
us.
played that event too.
Yeah.
And we got to meet John Cena. We didn't see him.
Oh my God. That went right over everybody's head.
He didn't. He got it. He's got the very first Austin 316.
Stone Cold, baby.
Oh, you do? I just realized.
That's when it was born.
Yeah, that's awesome. Holy moly, he's
That's the night it was born, right
That's
there
amazing.
in that photo.
June 1996 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Wow.
He got the Cena joke, everybody. Don't worry.
No, a few people did because they started giggling.
But I got
Take
it.
a second. But wrestling is pop culture.
100%.
And wrestling is cool. Some people may not think that, but wrestling is cool.
Hey, did you know that The Rock owns Jabroni?
He owns a lot of things.
Yes,
He
yes,
bought
he
them
does.
all.
TKO.
He also has the trademark for the term Rudy Poo.
Yeah.
Look that up later, guys.
I'll see you next Friday too.
So,
I think Gene Simmons owns the trademark for OJ. Like orange juice. Like when you say OJ, I think he trademarked, he owns the trademark for OJ.
And the money back. I think he owns the money back.
Yes, probably. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Anyway, we went on a totally different direction.
that's how it's all good. It's all good. ADHD, baby.
Sorry.
We're on it. But to the point of music and discovery, I talked to someone about you the other day, and that was their first time kind of deep diving into your music. You're having people do that nowadays. What's that like when you see people at your shows that are coming up to you saying, "Hey, I just discovered you a few months ago," when it could be a song from 17 years ago?
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I've always said, I've never done at least one show on our tour where we didn't see a 3-generation family every night. I mean, every single night there's a kid, father, grandfather there, grandmother. It's really cool to see that, but to have people just now discover you 20 years into a career just means that we're still doing the work. And the most important thing to us is always just doing the work. That's kind of our phrase when everyone says, well, are you good to do this? You good to do this? Like, we're not afraid to work. We've been working for 20 years.
So the final question we have, because we are in the Dunkin' Music Lounge in
Yeah.
New York City. If you guys had a chance to sit at a Dunkin' for 60 minutes, to have a donut, to have coffee, to have a latte with any one artist, dead or alive,
Ooh.
Oh, man.
who are you sitting down with for 1 whole hour?
That's tough.
I'm going to go with Tom Petty for me.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, is that someone, yeah, give it up for Tom Petty.
There's a big Tom Petty record getting ready to come out. Like a bunch of artists featured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Country, all
Yeah, all country
I
artists.
think George Strait's on it too, which I cannot wait to hear.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be Tom Petty for me. The second will be Prince, but yeah, Tom Petty.
So why did Tom Petty immediately come along?
I'm just a huge fan of Tom Petty. One of my favorite songwriters. Well, I have a Tom Petty tattoo, the Wildflowers album. And also just, a true rebel in music, a guy that stood up for the little guy and wasn't going to get screwed over by anyone, and and took his art that seriously. And I feel like we connect with that. You know what I mean? I think a guy that back in those days, standing up to a label was unheard of. And be like, well, no, I'm not going to work for you because you sold me to this other thing, and I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
And basically, be willing to lose your career over that. Is he did that in the 70s.
That's true.
So like to me, that's like that outlaw kind of spirit now, and also just one of the greatest American songwriters to ever live.
What about you?
Brandon.
It would have to be Chris Cornell.
Chris
Hell yeah.
Cornell. That might be the first time.
Go.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good clap, Chris Cornell. That might be the first
On
time.
the female side, if I was able to,
Oh, you
be-
get two? Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So male, I would be like, I would say Chris Cornell, and female, I would say either Amy Winehouse or Billie Holiday.
Nice.
So he just went to 3. He just
Yeah.
said,
Oh, cool. Well, let me see.
Going back to the original one.
"Who is your Mount Rushmore of Dunkin'?"
All right, let's go. Tom Petty, Prince, Andre 3000. Ooh.
Wow. Italians.
John Prine.
Okay.
That's my Mount
I feel like at this-
I like the Mount Rushmore question. It's way easier to answer.
I was gonna say.
That's 3.
That was
I said 4.
4.
I said 4.
Oh, it's 4.
Yeah, give me one more.
Give me one more.
Oh shoot.
So you said Amy Winehouse,
Billie Holiday.
Billie Holiday.
Garth Brooks.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay, so those are your 4. So 2 and 2.
Yeah.
Okay, I like
He
it.
has sat down with Garth Brooks.
I have.
For like an hour.
At the Dunkin'.
It was literally like an hour, and he told us a line that we still live by today. Secretly, he doesn't really, when we're on tour, he doesn't really go out much, and we were on a day off on Smith & Myers, and I was like, hey, I'm bringing you somewhere, you have to go, you can't say no. He goes, where are we going? I'm not telling him. So we get a car service, we go down, we go to the Bridgestone Arena, we pull backstage down.
And I'm like, we've been in this building a
Yeah,
hundred
he's like, I know where I'm
times.
going.
You take me
He
to a
still
show.
didn't know who was playing. He does not want to go to a show on a day off, by the way. Not stoked. When he pulls in to see the show, and we go in this room, and they're like, hey, he's going to come in a minute. He's like, who's going to come in a minute? And Garth comes in and hangs out with us for 75 minutes, maybe. Just sitting there talking, and Britt goes, hey man, we're not trying to keep you here. You have to go. He was doing 6 nights or something. He's like, we know you got to play a show. We know you got to play a show. He goes, hey, guess what? They've never started one without me. I was like, I'm stealing that for the rest of my life.
There's no way I can rebound on that. So one more time, show some love to Shinedown. We're going to quickly take the microphones out while they kind of cool down a little bit because it is hot as hell in this room. And then for our winners, you will be able to take a quick photo with them. Cool?
Awesome.
And then after you take the photo, make your way right towards the lobby. Jill with the
I could have picked a female. That's okay.
Is this a long story to say you're sorry?
No. I love the fact that he was like, I was an active listener. Yeah, I'm into it, man. It's great to see you though, man. Seriously.
Here to take pictures with his adoring fans.
It's a pleasure. Seriously. Mark, you gonna get a photo? Zach, you ready to do this?
All these fine men and women waiting on a, I don't even know what day it is.
Tuesday.
It happens, man. I'm gonna be like punctual on time.
Is he
I don't even know what day it is.
Yeah, it's terrible. No, I asked, they said we wanted it to 6 feet.
Oh yeah, we wanted the best.
I like putting together and
we put this and this together, it was like grandma.
Look at that.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Perfect.
They fall.
All right, he's gonna grab it for me real quick.
Hey,
What
hey,
up?
hey,
What
hey.
up?
What's
Good
up?
to
What's
see ya.
up?
Good to see ya. It's been a minute. Miss you guys, man. Chilling, bro. Good to see y'all. So my boy over here, he's the one that hooked me up. He came up from Philly all the way to see you guys. He fucking loved it. Yeah. So, and the girls want to take one with the family photo, actually. Yeah, the family photo.
What's up? I'm Brent. I'm Zach. And we are the band Shinedown, and you're watching Elite Cam right here on YouTube.
You're gonna check out Shinedown on tour and buy all their shit, man. Best band in the fucking world. Let's go.